Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and we're looking at a puzzle by Eric Rathbun today, who has featured many times on the channel, not for a little while. And look at the pattern in this grid. It's not your screen going fuzzy. It is the March of the Palindromes. We're looking forward to giving that a go. Don't forget that on Patreon every month from the 1st to the 20th you can enter one of our Sudoku hunts, or you can also watch some longer solves there as well, which are regularly posted, and my crossword videos, all sorts going on Patreon every now and then. And of course there's all of our apps on the links under the video, together with Sven's SUDOKU PAD and our merchandise. But the apps feature such wonders as Domino Sudoku and Line Sudoku and all sorts, so give them a try on the links under the video. Anyway, the first link is to this puzzle. It's called March of the Palindromes, and I'm going to go through the rules. Normal Sudoku rules apply. We'll be putting 1 to 9 in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. A clue outside the grid gives the sum of the digits along the indicated diagonal, so those three add up to 15. Digits separated by a black dot have a 1 to 2 ratio, so one is double the other. And grey lines are palindromes that read the same in both directions. So if this went 3, 6, that would have to be a 3, so that it could read 3, 6, 3 the other way. Oh, and digits cannot repeat on the marked diagonal. That's the blue one. Okay, so give it a try on the link under the video. With Eric, you get puzzles that are a little harder than average normally, but they're variable, so who knows? You can probably judge from the video length better than my saying that. I am going to start now. Let's get cracking. Well, I mean, the little killer clues, as they're called outside the grid, are such averagey numbers that they are designed not to be helpful. 15 is the absolute average you could get for 3 Sudoku digits, because the middle one is 5. 16 is barely any different, so they're not helpful. The black dots, I mean, you could pencil mark the population of black dot digits 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8 on them, and it won't get you anywhere. Might as well go through them all. The marked diagonal is useless on its own, so it's some combination of the palindromes. So I guess this is going to be, well, I guess this is going to be a colouring puzzle. And this row has an awful lot of consonants with this row. So let's get our palette of colours up, or the palette that I use, which is, I'm just going to mark them all in this row and see what happens. Grey, bright green, bright blue, dark green, purple, orange, and apologies for anybody colourblind if I'm going to be using all 9 colours, and I rather think that's likely, then I'm not going to be able to satisfy everybody in keeping the colours as distinct as possible. So just follow along with me. You know, you could do this with letters if you wanted. Now, those palindromes stop reaching this column after that point. So actually, I'm now thinking this wasn't all that useful. Mind you, blue, dark blue is going to be in one of these 3 cells in column 8, and therefore one of these 3 in column 7, and 2 of those have repeaters in row 3. So if it was in one of those 2 cells, blue, it would be in one of those 2. But I don't know, this isn't really telling me anything, and certainly colouring and looking at palindromes is never going to tell me anything about actual digits in this puzzle. I'm going to need the black dots and the little killer clues for that. And overall, I'm left a bit confused. I'd love to say that yellow couldn't be here, because it would be on a black dot with blue and that would break that. But it's not true, because yellow might go with a 2 there and with an 8 down here if it was 4. So I think I'm barking up the wrong tree so far. And the other thing I've begun wondering about is set. So if this was one, we know that is one set of the digits 8 to 9, and this is another. because every row has a set of the digits 1 to 9, every column. That's in the rules. Now this one can be eliminated from both sets because it appears in both. This one and this one and this one are clearly the same digits being on both ends of a palindrome. So then you get left with these in purple, these in green, and you could translate that to green ones here and purple ones here and get rid of these colours, and still the set of green we have left is exactly the same digits as the set of purple. And these two have to be different from these two. But I don't think that's it either. Now, while I was doing the first possibility, the second possibility occurred to me. While I've been doing the second possibility, a third possibility has occurred to me, which is that I should focus on the middle box. I'm going to try that next. And this is really just evidence that we don't necessarily know what we're doing. We're looking for a way to get through a puzzle and hoping we kind of stumble across it occasionally. Now, imagine if I was to colour the central box in 9 different colours in that style. What do I know, if anything? So I could colour some of the rest of the palindrome cells where they do reflect out. The trouble is, I don't think I'm going to be forming patterns very much. Well, maybe. You see, this becomes interesting now. This red, purple, bright blue segment are digits which aren't allowed to appear on the diagonal again. So this one is not any of those, and it also sees 4 of the other colours. So this has to be either that colour or that colour. It's dark green or yellow. And I'm sorry, that really is the worst contrast cell I could have imagined, but as I say, I have to do something and I can tell the difference, so I'm afraid I'm going to soldier on in this way. Now this, similarly, very much the same deal going on here. It can't be any of those on the diagonal, so it's orange or bright green. Okay, and now I see if it was bright green, one of those two would be bright green, and it wouldn't be that one, because that would also be appearing here. Okay, I think this might be the right way to approach this, although I'm still very much at the entrance to a mystical forest of nonsense. So if that was bright green, this would be bright green. And then one of those two would be bright green in row 6. And and that would, I don't know, that's close to having an impact on these cells. I'm inclined to pursue this avenue a bit. But obviously, I'm not really understanding what's going on. There's no knight's move constraint. I would have mentioned it when I was reading the rules, if there was. It would be very helpful. I was about to say, oh look, none of those can be bright green. That can't because it's the same as that cell, and that can't because it's in the same column as that. But actually, this one can. This could be a triple bright green line. Grey. That can't be grey, but that can. Oh, maybe I should, I don't know. I'm really a bit stuck here. I still feel that in some way this is the right approach, which is easy to claim, but possibly very hard to prove. It's just there's almost nothing else to go on. That's my issue here. Okay, so if that's yellow, well then it gets interesting. That can't be yellow because it would also be there. That can't be yellow by Sudoku. So if that's yellow, that's yellow. And then one of those two is definitely yellow. Now, that could be, again, all of these three would be, that's interesting. These three positions are the same for that digit. Oh no, maybe that's only if it's yellow. I was going to say the same for that as they are for bright green. But that's not going to apply to three different digits. Oh, goodness. Okay, how about dark green, which can't be there, because it would be there. So dark green is in box 2 is either there or in one of those two. So if that wasn't dark green, it doesn't prove it's there, I don't think. I don't know. I don't know what I'm meant to be doing here. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to analyse this puzzle. The diagonal must be doing more for me than I'm understanding. Okay, this digit can't be any of these naughty three that aren't reflected on the palindromes. And it also can't be orange or bright green. So this is one of those four colours. This is one of those four colours in much the same way. I don't know. Wow, Eric's really set us something here that's interesting, but it's a struggle. I'm not willing to give up on this colouring scheme. I think it's relevant. I just need to find out how it's relevant. Orange, blue, yellow, orange, blue, yellow. They're matching L's. What's going on with them? Right, yellow has to be in one of those four. No, yellow has only got 2 cells here. Right, yellow is ruled out of those by Sudoku in box 6. I'm ignoring this being either yellow or green at the moment. Yellow is therefore in one of these 4, but it can't be there because it's the same as there, and that clashes with this. And it can't be there because it's the same as there, and it clashes with this. So one of these 2 is yellow. And that's worth marking. And there must be an equivalent to that. Maybe it's bright green. I think it is. That can't be bright green and that can't be bright green. Bright green's in one of those 2. And does orange work the same way in this group of 4? I don't know, because these palindromes aren't exactly 4-way symmetrical, are they? So orange can't be in those cells by Sudoku, that one by palindrome magic. You see, it is a bit different. So orange is in one of those 3. And that's about what I did for another colour up here. Was it grey? No, grey's a bit different. Grey's in, hang on, that grey can't be in any of those. And it can't be there. So grey's in an odd little group of these cells. Oh, this isn't really, I mean, this is, it's minor progress. I don't know really what it's achieving, if I'm absolutely honest. I've got to do something with the black dots next, but that is mind-boggling. I don't know what I can do with the black dots. Oh, well, hang on. What's this? This sees green, purple, yellow, blue, and I've just discovered it can't be orange. So it's red or blue or dark green or grey. But it's not dark green, because that would also miss. So it's red, bright blue or grey. And is one of those definitely wrong for some reason? That would go here. And this one can't be yellow, purple, bright green, orange, or dark green. Oh, I see. This effectively sees that plus of digits, X pentomino, I was going to say. Because it either sees them in that direction or in that direction. So this has to be one of the corner cells, and in this case it can't be grey. And this one, I suppose, yeah, similarly that sees all of these. It's one of the corner cells. In this case it can't be dark blue. I don't know, this is almost randomness now. This sees the corner cells and can't be the grey, so one of the blues or red. Oh, but these have to be the same as each other. So I can't be colouring them differently. They must be red or bright blue. Why? Oh, that's interesting. So this couldn't be grey or blue. Yeah, okay, so that has revealed what I missed about that colour scheme. This has to be the same as this, so I can take out the dark blue there and the grey there. I can take out the grey here and the dark blue there. So we've got a pair in column 5 and a pair in row 5. That might inform the other cells. This one similarly sees the whole central plus, and now it sees red and bright blue, the naughty digits from the palindromes. So that is either, I was going to say silver or blue, grey or dark blue. So is this one, because again that's the same as this digit, so it sees the whole plus and it obviously now sees the red blue pair. And these external cells are now the remaining bright green and yellow, and they're a pair as well. And that feels like it's something. Now, I must be able to do this vertically as well, although that may not advance me. Since that is blue or grey, this is blue or grey. That's just facts. Since that's blue or grey, that's blue or grey. And now they're a pair in the column. And these end ones are, well, that's not grey anymore because we've got blue and grey in the column. So these are orange or dark green, I reckon, because that's all that's left in the column. So now grey is confined to one of those two cells in this box. Is that doesn't look like it's going to be any use, but still I will observe things I observe and hopefully they'll come to some fruition. And I've sort of at least half coloured each cell in row 5 and in column 5, which feels pretty weird, but now what are we getting on the black dots? Or maybe more importantly, what are we getting here and here? Let's try that. This one sees those, this one sees those. So we're left with purple, red, yellow, or dark green. These can't be dark green because of that, or yellow because of that, so they are red or purple. These must have a similar flow, red, yellow, blue, green and grey. They can't be any of those. They also can't be orange and bright green, so they are purple or light blue. I mean, this is fascinating. I clearly just wasn't getting this far by my first look at these colours, but they do extend this far, and I feel this now has to be usable. The trouble is that all of these cells are the centres of palindromes, and therefore they don't actually have any extra information about them. All of those are palindrome centres, so they don't reflect anywhere. But let's keep focusing on the ones that do. So these two reflect, they can't be any of those. So we've got these colours left that they can be: yellow, dark green, red or purple. And I'm wondering if the fact that I've got 2 positions for red here, I don't know. Can I say this can't be red? I don't think I can, because it would make that purple and that bright blue, and I don't see why that's impossible. I think this just is going to take literally more legwork at this point. This is so strange. I don't know, maybe the diagonal. Maybe I haven't thought much about the diagonal and positions within it. I feel like I've thought about everything there was offered to be thought about, but maybe not. So, I don't know, we've got green there and in one of these two. I don't know what that's telling me about where green is in column 6. I'm still continually glancing at those little killer clues and they're doing nothing for me. These orange and dark green are both on black dots. I was going to say interesting, maybe not with each other. Well, whichever one of those is orange is not on a dot with dark green because this column's already had dark green. But I mean, I don't think that's telling me anything exciting or decisive, is it? I don't know. Now, whatever this is, if it's red or bright blue, it's not in any of those cells, whatever it is, and it's also not on this diagonal. So whatever digit this is in one of those two cells. Now, that's beginning to interest me. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't got it. There's some breakthrough to come. I do hope it does occur to me at some point, whatever it is. Otherwise, this is just going to be a long video of a man sitting and staring at a puzzle. I have not really analysed these cells. So let's try these ones, which can't be any of those from the central box and also can't be yellow or green. So they are a red-purple pair. Well, I say a pair because they do match up with those red or purple. Okay, I had not done this. This is just sort of obvious colouring that I haven't done. Now these, again, see grey, dark green, red, yellow, dark blue, also bright green and orange. So they are purple or bright blue. And I bet they form pairs in rows and columns. They do. Okay, so in this row now, we've had red, yellow, blue, the primaries, and bright blue and purple. So we've still got grey, both greens and orange to fit in these cells. One of which is the same as this. Grey, both greens and orange. Well, that can't be this green and this grey. So it is either orange or bright green in this cell. So I'm now changing my colour scheme. I'm getting rid of cells where I had filled in possibilities only. And I'm only using cells where I've reduced the digits to 2 possibilities. And look, I've got a bright green orange pair in this column and in this row, and in this column. You know what I mean. And one of these is red because each of these is a pair. No, that might not be true. Yes, it has to be true. One of these is definitely red. Well, that's interesting, and that's a form of discovery I haven't actually made in this puzzle. Now, I have to be very careful about the colour of these. These are slightly different coloured cells, so they're not a pair. That's got dark green in it, that's got bright green. This is where I could unship myself. Now, if that was green, bright green, that would have to be bright green in the column. In fact, let's colour this, which I haven't coloured, if I can. Oh, look, this is a triple. This is a triple of the naughty box 5 diagonal digits. That is the same 3 colours repeated. Ah, that's even more interesting. So this cell sees that triple. So it's none of those colours. This cell also sees all of those. So it's dark green or yellow. I should have unshaded that, but anyway. That is forming another pair that I should probably have been able to pick up earlier. Oh, this is, okay, so one of these has to be bright blue because this is a triple. And then in this column we've also got dark green and yellow done, orange and blue done, and the other 4 are going to be whatever's remaining in these cells, purple or red, the other one of those, and grey and bright green. Oh, I don't know. Let's go to this one, which sees the green-yellow pair. It definitely sees bright blue. It sees bright green and grey. Green-yellow pair. So it's still got. I've still got red, purple, orange, and dark blue, and we're comparing with here. But this sees the whole triple, so it can't be red or purple. So this is orange or dark blue. I must be able to do the same colouring type of scheme with this old pair down here. This is such a weird puzzle now. This is seeing bright green and orange and yellow and blue. And it's also seeing definitely red in one of those. No, in one of those, because we're talking about these 2 cells. Actually, this is seeing all of the naughty box 5 diagonal digits. So this is now not bright green or orange, or any of red, purple, or bright blue. It's also not yellow or dark blue. There are only 2 colours left. They are grey and dark green, which are even quite hard for me to distinguish. Well, that serves me right. Now where are we? This puzzle is mad, and I'm not getting any. Oh, let's look up this column where we've got a claret and blue pair. We've got grey, green, red all done. We've still got green, orange, yellow and dark blue to place. Bright green, orange, yellow and dark blue, one of which is there. Now, is this going to affect these black dots? I don't know. I mean, am I ever going to get a breakthrough into an individual colour? Because it looks like, apart from the central box, I'm colouring this whole grid in 2 colours. Maybe these 3 cells are exempt from that criticism, if criticism it be. The red, yellow, blue and the claret and blue pair are all done. So it's these colours that get distributed in these cells. Bright green, orange, grey and dark green. I've coloured every cell that has a palindrome repeater. I haven't coloured the central cells of palindromes. Maybe I need to look at the diagonal again now, somehow. So this cell is seeing orange and bright green and all those on the diagonal. So it's still not accounted for. Grey, dark green, yellow or dark blue. Unless it has somehow accounted for grey. It has. Look, that grey forces grey out of those cells. That means one of those 2 is grey. And that rules grey out of here, because if it's that one that's grey, it's also there. So one of those 2 is grey in this column. That is a thing I haven't seen before. So this can't be grey. Now, where were we again then, if it couldn't be grey? It also can't be bright green and orange. So it's green, dark green, yellow, or blue. Now, is there some other colour? Maybe one other of those that we can rule out on a similar sort of thing. Blue isn't forced into one of those two, although it nearly is. Oh, mind you, if that's blue, this cell is, no, this cell is the equivalent, isn't it? One of those two is blue because of this blue, and therefore one of those two is blue, and this is not blue. Therefore, I probably have three colours that it can be. I think they're orange, green, and grey, that being bright green. Ah, this is a colour mishmash. How am I meant to get out of this jam? I mean, I'm well into my forest of mystery here. I just don't know what to do in it. Oh, look, this cell sees all of the naughty triple because it sees those two in that box and this one is reflected there. So it sees the whole triple. So that can't be any of the naughty colours, red, purple or bright blue. It clearly can't be bright green or orange because it sees the pair. Or dark green or grey. So I've got some sort of fix on this. Dark green, orange, bright green, grey. I think this has to be yellow or dark blue. And that's, again, certain one way or the other. This one must have a similar, because, yeah, again, it sees those two and that. So that effectively picks up the whole naughty triple. It sees dark green and yellow and orange and blue. And this is therefore bright green or grey. Now, can I now say that one of these two is grey? Then I could rule grey out of this cell. Or maybe I can track around somehow. If that was which of them? I don't know. Well, if it was grey, grey would have to be in one of those cells. Well, I know grey is there. That's not interesting. Oh, come on, keep going. Maybe I have to look at these. So again, this can't be red, yellow or blue or any of the naughty colours. So I've still got grey, green, both greens, grey and orange. Both greens, grey and orange as possibilities. Which I knew earlier. I was trying to fit into these two cells. So, can I use the black dots? Can I use these two? Ah! Right, if that was yellow, that would be yellow. And then yellow would have to be 2 or 4, so it could have different neighbours, both in the same column. That's interesting. Can I even somehow do more? Maybe I can. If that is yellow and that's yellow. So if that was yellow, that would have to be yellow because there's only one place left for yellow. So if row 5, column 9 is yellow, we're colouring yellows now and trying not to get overexcited. We've put one on the diagonal there. Oh, maybe I'm not using the diagonal enough. This is so weird and complicated. In this column, I've still got to place the third one, this digit from the naughty triple, claret or blue, one end. And I've also got to place the other one of these two, dark blue or yellow. Now, if I was to place dark blue or yellow here, that would be the pair of them in this box. That would go dark green. That would make this yellow and these two dark green. So we'd have dark greens in these cells. there in the central column, there in row 8, there off the diagonal in box 3, obviously there, and it doesn't work. Wow, okay, that was postulated on this being blue or yellow, which we need another one of in this column. So if that was blue or yellow, this would be dark green, and I think that doesn't work because it makes this dark green in column 8, and this is dark green. That's already dark green. The dark green in the central column is there. That has to be dark green in row 8. And this goes wrong in a moment. We can't have another dark green on the diagonal, so it's there. We've obviously got dark green there. And that becomes dark green by Sudoku, and that's impossible because of the palindrome. So this is not dark green. That is the point of that. This is a blue-yellow pair. That becomes definitely grey. That's on a palindrome, so that becomes grey. This becomes dark green, and this does on the palindrome. Now, come on, this has got to be doing something. Dark green there and there. This must be dark green in row 4. So those are both dark green. This is now yellow on the diagonal, and that's not yellow on the diagonal, and that's therefore not blue. So this is working. We're getting somewhere. This is such an incredible puzzle. So bizarre. Now, come on, don't stop working for me. Whatever you were. This is the only place for yellow in this box. So that goes dark green, bright green, and that therefore goes orange, and that's on a palindrome, and that therefore is not orange, and that's looking up to that cell. Wow. Okay, so we need a yellow in one of those two cells. I can't really do that, but we also need dark blue in one of those two. And now that's not dark blue, and that's on a palindrome, that's orange. This is not orange. Do we know on the diagonal what else it's not? No. But we've got orange here, so this is bright green on the diagonal, and that is not, and that is not on the diagonal, but not grey. Now the diagonal needs two other colours, which are, what are they? Don't know. They are dark green, which has to be up this end, because it can't be in box 7, and is it a blue? No. I can't even tell. Orange? Yes, it's orange. That's there. Okay, that's going to put orange there by Sudoku. Are we really going to get to unwind the grid? Maybe apart from the naughty digits. But I really want to keep going now. Come on. That bright dark green, it's got to be there. That's analogous to what I did before. So how am I doing on orange? That's all of them. Bright green, they must all be done because that's the opposite colour. Grey. Oh, look, I can put grey in here. Oh, oh no, those aren't. Right, I've got grey there. So these have become dark blue. I just hadn't noticed I hadn't unwound that. That's the sort of thing I want. Okay, so how am I doing on greys? I can put one in here. That's definite. Now, how am I doing? I can put one in here. Can I do the last two? Yes. There and there. That's all grey. This is the last digit needed in this box because I've got the naughty triple. This is bright green. Is that really all I can do with bright green? That's, oh no, one of those two. In fact, that one is bright green. So this is yellow. One of these is yellow, it's there. This is bright green. This is a known colour, it's dark blue, I think. That is not dark blue by Sudoku, so that's not yellow. Apart from the naughty colours, I think I've unwound all party coloured cells. That's blue, dark blue, that's dark blue. Now I'm going to get something going on. All dark blues are done. How are yellows going? Still got one to do in the corner. That's yellow in the corner. So it's just the naughty colours left. Now, let's look at the black dots. Yellow is now on a black dot, so that's either 2 or 4, because they can have different partners, which in one case will be 2 or 4 again, and in the other case 1 or 8. And that's yellow, dark blue and grey. So this is from the dark blue family. So is dark green. So those are the 4 colours. Blue, dark green, yellow and grey are the 1, 2, 4, 8. So that's an extreme pair, and that's another extreme pair from those, because they don't share any colours between those. This must be a 3, 6 pair in bright green and orange. So I could number all bright greens as 3, 6 and all oranges. Now, I was hoping then to use one of the little killer clues. I can't really do it, but I can colour all grey as 1, 2, 4, 8, all blue as 1, 2, 4, 8. I know what I'm going to find now. All yellow as 2 or 4 specifically, and all dark green as 1, 2, 4, 8. And what that teaches me is that the naughty digits are 5, 7, 9. So I'm going to pencil mark all of those. How far are we? 40 minutes into the video. I haven't got a single proper number into the grid, but I am now finding something very interesting, and that is 5, 7, 9 pairs in lots of places. There's some colour I haven't put in this box that I can, because I've got a 5, 7, 9 triple there, and a 5, 7, 9 triple there, and a 5, 7, 9 triple there. So what is the number? Or it's one of the 3 or 6. Bright green. That goes in the. Well, that's green in the corner. There we go. Now look at this one. Yes, 2 odds there adds up to even, but we're looking for an odd total, so that is odd. There's my first number. Let's see how far, 40 minutes exactly. Let's see how fast we finish the grid now. We know greens are 3s, bright greens, and that is 3 in the corner, green in the corner, and that's 6 in orange, therefore, because of this. Now, can we do another? Now, this one's looking interesting. Again, we can do the odd-even test. It's really good here. Those 2 add up to an even number. So that one has to be odd, and it therefore is 1 in grey. Bam! And that's on a black dot with a yellow, which is 2, which is on a black dot with a blue, which is 4, which is on a black dot with a green, which is 8. And now I've only got the 5, 7, 9s to unwind. Let's do some maths here. They need to add up to 15. Without 1 is 14. So that's a 5, 9 pair. We can stick 7 in there. That makes this one a 7. I don't know its actual colour, but maybe that doesn't matter too much anymore. That makes that a 7. Can I finish 7s? That would be thrilling. I know I have an odd definition of thrilling, but it would be to me. No, but we know that this blue colour is not. It doesn't matter. I don't know what that blue colour is anywhere else. Right, let's go down to this one, which I didn't finish off. The odd digit, or the outside digits, have to add to 12. So that's a 5, 7 pair. This is 9. That's 9. It's on the palindrome. This is 9. These ones aren't. They're a 7, 5 pair. That 9 there makes this a 5. That's going to unwind all the 5, 7, 9s in the corner boxes. And we are going to get home now. This is fantastic. What a pleasure a puzzle like this is. Now, those can't have 7s, nor can those. And we've got a 9 looking up at that. 5, 9. So let me first of all uncolour the naughty digits. They don't deserve a colour, but they've been kind in the end. But there we go. And now surely we can finish off. We've got 5, 7 here. That's now become 5, 7 like that. This is a 9, 5, 7, and then we finish off with 5 and 9. And that is the March of the Palindromes completed. What a brilliant puzzle. That deserves a lot of solves. It's existed for most of a year. And, well, I think Eric publishes them on F Puzzles, so people have converted it into our version and solved it 5 or 6 times. That's brilliant. What an extraordinary March that was. Delighted to have finished it. Delighted to have brought it to you, and thank you for being with us. I did struggle a bit at the beginning, but I think that's because it was hard, not because I was being slow. Who knows? The criticism will tell me otherwise. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you again soon on the channel. Bye for now.